This video will take you from start to finish on how to create your own yoga retreat. The first step to creating your own yoga retreat is to decide the location. When looking at locations, it's ideal if you can go and visit them, tour the rooms, get to know the facilities, and really be able to give a very accurate description. Once you've chosen a location, find out everything you can about the space. Find out how many rooms there are, what the amenities are, find out when they need the deposit and sort of what that calendar looks like for payment. Find out if they will help you advertise your retreat. Find out if it's easy to get to. Does the hotel provide an airport shuttle? Get to know all of the amenities that are there, and if possible, be sure to tour the location so that you can see inside the rooms, you can see the facilities firsthand, so you know exactly what you're bringing your guests into. The next step to planning your retreat is to decide the theme. Imagine that you are taking friends to the most dreamy vacation. Think about what you would really enjoy and then base your vacation, your retreat, around that. Go back to the list of things that you are most passionate and most knowledgeable about, that list that you created when you were developing workshops. If you're not sure, go back to our workshop video and check that out for more information on how to develop workshops. Review all of the workshops that you've ever created and think about your ideal vacation. What do your students need? The people that are already coming to your classes, already coming to your workshops, what would really give them the most incredible opportunity to just take a load off and have an amazing vacation? Then list all of your goals and intentions for the retreat. What do you want your guests to walk away with? What is the feeling that you want them to have as they leave your retreat space? Next, plan the itinerary and the activities that you're going to include as part of your retreat. So for example, if you're doing a 5-day retreat, day 1 is arrival. On day 1, they'll probably be arriving in the afternoon to evening time. So you might organize some sort of welcome ceremony, maybe a gentle practice to kind of get all the kinks from travel out of their bodies, and then bedtime. Day 2, you'll have maybe a morning practice, an afternoon workshop from your list of workshops that you've done in the past, and then something in the evening like a yoga nidra, maybe a yin practice. Day 3 could be a gentle morning practice and an excursion. So maybe you take them ziplining or waterfall rappelling, or maybe it's a kayak tour or a hike. Whatever it is, you take them on the excursion, and that's sort of like the peak experience of the trip. Day 5 is departure day. So you might give them a nice practice in the morning because they'll be traveling all day. Then they're off. When you're planning the itinerary, be sure to carve out time for your own personal practice so that you can take care of yourself during the retreat as well. Next, you'll want to create a budget. So within your budget, you need to think about the cost of the hotel, the cost of food, decide whether you're going to include 3 meals a day or maybe just breakfast and dinner in case they're going to be out doing excursions during the day. You'll want to create a list of materials. Maybe you're going to provide workbooks or you need to provide props and mats. So include the cost of those materials into your budget. You'll want to consider transportation. So are you going to pay for the airport shuttle to your location? And what kind of taxis will be involved in taking your students to the excursions? Make sure to list those costs in your budget as well. Then think about extras. Are you going to include a massage? Look at the cost of the spa services at your retreat location and decide whether or not to include those. Or maybe you offer a menu of extras for your students where they can choose some kind of spa experience or additional excursions that are not included. Then be sure to include the excursions that you are including as part of the overall retreat package. Decide whether you are going to need a support facilitator and consider what you'll need to pay that person to help you with the retreat. Be sure to budget in your own costs, the cost for you to travel to the location, the cost for your room or your stay, as well as your food. Based on all of the costs combined, you can create a Google Sheets document or use the one that I've provided in the link below to decide what your minimum number of students will be. You might decide that it's worth it for you to have a free vacation and your minimum number of students simply covers your cost. Maybe you're taking off work and you need to make a minimum amount of money during the retreat. So you can determine your minimum number of students based on that. Now that you have your budget, you can establish the payment schedule. So decide when the deposit will be due based on when the hotel requires their deposit to be paid. Be sure to collect this deposit before the hotel requires the deposit. This way you know the number of students that you're going to have and how many rooms you're paying a deposit for. Within the payment schedule, you'll also need to decide when the remaining payment will be due, and that will be largely based on what your retreat location requires when they require the full balance to be paid. When you start to collect the money, be sure that you have your cancellation policy explicitly explained. The deposit is non-refundable. The remaining balance is due 30 days prior. This is refundable up until whatever time period you have based on the deadlines of the hotel. Or maybe you have a stricter cancellation policy where they can only cancel if they have extenuating circumstances. You can decide based on what your needs are and based on what the timeline looks like for your location. Next, you're going to market and sell your retreat. When it comes to marketing and selling your retreat, you'll want to really lean on the client base that you already have. So if you have an email list, be sure to send out multiple emails to let people know that your retreat is coming up. Share on social media and share often. Create a flyer, post it on your stories, create a dedicated post just for your retreat. In your classes, be sure to let your students know that this retreat is coming. Build up the excitement. Maybe even go live on your Instagram and tell them how excited you are to be traveling to this location and all of the amazing things that you're going to experience in this amazing retreat location. Another great way to market your retreats is through a company called Book Yoga Retreats. This is a third-party booking organization that takes a 14% commission off the top. So when you're doing your budget, be sure to include within your budget the cost of commission. This can be up to 14%. So if you're using a third-party booking company like Book Yoga Retreats, they take 14% off the total package price, not just the profit. Another really helpful thing when it comes to commission is referrals. So you might have other students, other yoga teachers that are also sharing this retreat for you, and you might pay them around a 10% commission. Be sure to stay organized. Maintain Google Documents with a list of who has paid and how much they have paid for the retreat. Then you'll want to email your guests with more information. You can include a packing list, information about airport pickup, maybe a projected itinerary so that your students feel really safe coming into this location. You might also give local information if it's in a foreign country, what it's like in that country and sort of customs and culture and things to expect. Now it's time for the final touches. You're about to leave. Make sure that you have all of the things that you need. Check back in your materials list and be sure that you have all the copies and everything that you need for your vacation. And you might consider some final touches, some things that students just really feel like they're being really taken care of. You might have welcome packages, or you might leave little notes on their pillow, just little encouragement to let them know that they are loved. Planning a retreat is the natural progression for a yoga teacher who has been teaching classes, has taught some workshops, and has some experience under their belt, and now wants to create these custom package vacations for their students. And so when it comes to creating a retreat, it's really just creating a dream vacation for the people that you are already hanging out with in your yoga classes. So you'll just take a bunch of the workshop ideas that you've already been teaching and piece them together into a daily itinerary. If at any point you start to feel imposter syndrome, like, who am I to do this? Why am I doing this? Oh, I'm just not good enough to lead this vacation. Come back to your why. Why did you start teaching yoga? Remember all of the gifts that yoga has given you and how badly you want to share those with others, because you are creating something that is really going to change people's lives. It's giving them this beautiful reset in the middle of their busy life. And so know that what you're offering is valuable. If you're ready to start your yoga business, check out the Bloom. This program is going to take you from the very beginning of building the foundation based on the yogic principles. Join me in the link in the comments. I hope this video helped you with planning your retreat. And if you have any questions or comments or want me to elaborate on anything, please leave a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more information. Thank you. I love you.